Hello and welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to do kind of a series. I'm going to do a few pages at a time. I'm going to make a journal out of this hardcover book. I don't know if you can really see very well. See, it's glued in there pretty good. Try to get the camera angle right. This is glued in. The binding's glued, it's not sewn. Makes it a little harder to rip it all out and take it out. What my plans are is I'm not going to take any of this out. I am going to probably be more glue bookish, but I'm going to make a journal, make writing spaces. I'm going to make pockets and other things within this book. I'm going to do a few pages at a time. It'll be a series, and we'll go from there. I probably will not be editing the series. I just kind of figure I'll do it live time. If you are looking to do this, my suggestion, just because of what my thoughts are on this, is to get a book that's really well glued in there. As you can see, this is really well glued in there. It's not really moving at all. So we got that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have to take out some of these pages. I'm not going to want to rip them out, I don't think, because I think that might ruin the integrity of the binding. So I think I'm going to start in the middle. So it would probably been good if I had done this in the beginning and figured out where the middle of the book is. So 169. Alexa, what's 169 divided by 2?
169 divided by 2 is 84.5.
Right, so now like around 84. So my thoughts, that's a really nice page, I don't want to take that one out. So my thoughts are, in the middle of this book, is maybe to take out a little tab here and then cut the rest of the page down. The reason why I want to do the little tab here, and maybe I'll do it on the other two pages, is cut out a little tab, is I was thinking I'd put because I'm not going to be able to put any sort of like embellishment on the spine because it's glued in there. And maybe I could put like a little, it's a little tight, I don't think that's going to work. Alright, forget that. We aren't going to do that. I think that'll be too tight and I don't think the book will close right and it might damage the integrity of the spine. Again, I just don't want that to happen with the book. So, alright, let's take these two pages out and then we'll kind of flip through and I'll just pull out some other random pages. It's not going to be any rhyme or reason to it, but I do need to take out some of these pages, like I said. So, I am probably just going to, alright, I'm going to use this mat, because this is a cutting board. I got it from IKEA. So, I'm going to use this mat. See if I can do this. There's going to be some parts of the pages left. I will decorate them somehow. I'm not sure. I haven't really figured out how yet. I do have some rub-on paint. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just take the rub-on paint and see, you know, what I can do. I'm also going to use a lot of scrap paper on this journal. Again, this is kind of like a test project. And don't do this at home. Do not have your fingers across where you're going to cut, because that never ends well for anyone. So, this might not be the straightest either, so I'm not too worried about having too much of this these papers sticking out. I'm taking them out because once you start adding to the book, it's going to make it thicker, but most of the stuff's going to be on the outside pages, so I'm not as worried about the inside pages. I mean, the journal will obviously be thicker than what, that was a nice straight line, huh? Alright, this page is going to be actually thicker than what my plans were, so I don't even know what I was saying, so just disregard that because I really have no clue. And like I said, I can't just start and stop this one because I can't redo this page. So you just got to bear with me. Sometimes when I concentrate, I kind of forget what I'm saying. Ow, that's what you don't do. Luckily it was only my nail. Alright, well, this is not working the way I really want it to, so That one worked better. All right. Sorry, I do have some tools on my desk, so that is part of the problems. Let's see. Let's cut out the poking out. I want to keep some of these pages like this because that is a good journaling space. So I want to keep some pages like this. I'm going to take out the "Are you sexually attracted to me" page. What I'm going to do it like this instead. I think this will be easier, faster, and it'll give it a nice little ripped look. We can work with that. We can always pull a piece of ribbon on it, we can paint it, we can do whatever. Let's take out, what's this one? Reading faces is tricky. Okay. So this is going to be kind of a boring part of it, but I don't want to, you know, kind of just jump around and be like, well, I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this. I kind of wanted to show kind of the whole thought process in my rationale for doing some of the things that I did. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever tried this, so it may or may not work the way I think it will, or I may come along and be like, huh, I probably should have done this differently. I don't know if anyone else on the internet has done that. I've seen books that people have made where they, you know, have used made pages, made pocket books. I think Natasha from Treasure Book did that once. So I have seen stuff like that. Again, this can be slightly different. I'm going to make a bunch of journaling spaces. Again, like I said, it'll probably be glue booky because I'm going to glue in some of those. How many pages did we pull out there? Let's pull out one more. People are two-faced. Well, it doesn't very... Okay, so I stand up and sit down. So if you ever hear like my chair making a noise, it's because I've just sat down. And it's a little bit easier if I sit down sometimes. Sometimes it's easier if I stand up. Like this is easier if I stand up. Sometimes cutting, for some reason, for me, it's easier when I'm standing up. So. Not sure when this book was written. Some of the stuff, I'm looking at it as I'm kind of reading a little bit, and I'm like, that doesn't sound normal. Doesn't say, does it? Oh, copyright 2012. I think we might take out a little bit of this. I'm just not overly excited about sex appeal. I mean, I am. I get excited with sexy stuff, but I don't really like it in my journal, so I guess it depends on the journal. So, alright. Finish out some pages there. That'll be good. Let's see, party time. Are they an item? Kiss is just, maybe I'll leave that one in. Who knows? Oh, just the big words of sex. I'm kind of like, not that I'm a prude. I'm not a prude. Just thinking, you know. I'm about to put this one as adults only. If I put it up on my website, if it comes out good, I am going to put this up on my Etsy site. So we'll see. Let's keep the good life in. I like that. Just take out this one. I might even just like leave them like that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it looks. Just not so sure. How to deal with a bad boss. Let's see what we look like now. I think I'm going to take out a few more pages here and there. I think we're going to need to. Alright, so we're 11 minutes in and all I've done is pretty much rip pages out. I do apologize. I mean, this is kind of boring, I guess. Maybe I could speed it up. I'm not very good with the whole editing thing. I don't have a lot of patience for that. Oopsie. So, I mean, I can attempt it, I guess. But I'm really just not, I don't know, it's not one of those things that really appeals to me. I can get my IT guy to do editing. Might be a good thing for him to do. Alright, I think if I need to rip out more pages, I can throughout the book, but as you can see, I'm just going to need more pages out of it. But as I go, we'll rip them out. I'm not going to get overly hung up on the amount of pages in there right now. You know, and as we go, if it gets too thick, I'll just rip out another page. And maybe I should do a few more in the beginning, just in case. I know, kind of going all wishy-washy and stuff, so there's a bunch there, so we'll just do another one. Oh, we'll leave the hairstyles. That always sounds interesting. Go facial hair, facial hair. That's an impressing on a job interview. I thought this would help me, like, just learn to read people better, because I'm really not good at it. I do have some problems with it, but I actually have to read books to actually get some use out of them, which sometimes, I mean, I do read, but this just wasn't one I thought I wanted to read it, and then I got home and I was like, nah, I really don't want to read this, so. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, alright. So I'm going to sit down again. Oh, let me do this first. So I got to remember like where my camera is, because I am bad about that. And I tend to pull things off of camera. So I use this mat as kind of a way to kind of tell me where my camera is. So, and I got it from IKEA. It's a cutting mat so I can cut on it and stuff. I try not to glue too much onto it because I want to keep it clean. This mat under here, I glued, painted, and everything else. And that didn't work so well. So I have some papers here. I'm going to work with, I've got tons more. I have a whole box over there of scrap paper, and I figured I'd just use scrap paper because I do need to kind of get rid of some scrap paper. Probably use these pages as well, just to try to, I don't know, get some stuff going here. So I like this. This is a nice book, or a nice page, because it's blank. So I think the first place I wanted to start, I did pull out a card. So this is where I really wanted to start. What I was going to do is I'm going to glue these in. So I got this and I got this. So basically what happens is you open this like that and you open this like that. Do I want to do it? Yeah, I could do it this way too. You know what, I think I'm going to do it this way. That way you have the pocket out here. You don't have to worry about writing on it, and then you do it this way here. So I really like that one. I am going to use some of my distressed ink. And like I said, I'm only going to do a few things each video, so we're not like bogged down and you're not like, oh my gosh, this is so boring and slow. Just kind of keep the interest after what, 11 minutes of ripping pages. You know, you're probably like too late. So, but anyways. just gonna, I realized I was doing that off camera. Really bad habit of that. Pull things close to my face and kind of don't see very well, so I do have a bad habit of doing that. Anyways, I don't know why I want to distress. I think I'm going to distress most of the paper that is in here. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just really like really bright colors, and I think, you know, we go too far and distressing a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't need to. Like, you know, some people you need the bright and bold, you know. So, but I think this journal, with the way I'm doing it, I think it'll look better if I do. So we're just gonna do it. This color is Grounds. I don't know if you can see it. Let me stand up, make sure I'm putting this in the video. It's Distressed Oxidized ink. You do have to watch out though, because these inks, they're not water solvent or not waterproof. And that's actually part of the way you're supposed to use them, is you're supposed to kind of brush it on and then you take a squirt bottle and you distress it that way. So as you can see on the front of this, I hope that's coming in, you can see all the little dots and stuff. That's kind of how it's supposed to work. I've done it a few times. It just gets kind of messy. And I'll have to clean up some of these edges here. Sorry, I keep pulling it out of camera. And I am going to, hold on one second, I am going to pull off a mat that I know I can, and everything falls. I actually had a very clean craft room this morning, and then I started crafting, so make sure this is in the shot. Okay, so really gonna make it look kind of grungy. Dab it off a little bit before you put it on onto like a plastic mat like this one. You get some of the extra ink and stuff, and it just kind of gives it a little more smoother appearance sometimes because it's not overloaded. I know, like right there you can see them. I'll try my best to kind of cover that up. Oops. Keep getting my hands in the way. I noticed I did a quick tip Monday video, which will be out in probably be out in a couple weeks. And as I was doing it, because I make a couple in advance, and as I was doing it, I realized I had my hands. I'm like, see how I'm doing this? And I have my hand right in the way. I was like, oh, but I kept it because you can see it, me doing what I was doing in the rest of the video. So, but yeah, I was like, that doesn't work. All right, here we go. Some places to maybe clean up, like right here. And I'm making it worse. And the trick is when you're trying to cover up one of these like circle marks, is you want to do it next to it, not right on top of it, because you'll just make the marks on the circle darker. All right, there we go. It's kind of burnished looking. I hope people realize that this is ink and that they're not like, ew, this looks really dirty, because, you know, but it is just ink. So I'm not going to do the back side of the card because I'm actually going to glue that down. So, and it's actually going to be glued down upside down. A card doesn't matter in this instance. So we're going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put this here. Okay. So we're going to let that dry for a few seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. Try to get it as straight as I can. I don't do straight lines very well at all. And we're only going to glue down this part of it right here. And then I probably might put maybe like a little piece of paper. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. See how I feel. That's what I was looking for. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this, and then I'm going to use the PVA glue. I live in Arizona, and the glue dries unbelievably fast in Arizona. Like, really fast. So this stuff will start to bubble up and get all bubbly and stuff. So there we go. I'm just going to do a quick little line. I don't use the really fine tips. It's not that good. You can see on the glue stick I had gotten some ink on there. I'll do that all along there. Try to kind of not make it a very thick line, and you'll see in a minute. It is pretty bad here in Arizona. At least I find it very bad. Okay. All right, well, that looks pretty straight, relatively. I hope you can see it. I hope I left that all in the shot for you. Stand up so I'll quickly show you. Come on, don't mess up on me now. Glue on my fingers. I get glue everywhere. After I craft, sometimes I'll find it in my hair, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter because this is not going to be seen. So, but as you can see, there you go. Wow, it's really dark, huh? There, is that better? Can you see it? Yep. I can't do that with it. Let's do that. Move it down a little bit. Have to watch out. There's a lot of glare, and I don't like the light right in my eyes. But yeah, I get glue everywhere, so that's unfortunately just something that happens. Now I'm not sure. Do I want to put like maybe a strip of paper there? Let's see. How would that look if I did something like that and then put that? I just put a whole. I could put that just down right there. I did just like that. How do you think that looks? I think that'll look pretty cool. Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so about right here. Oh, where's my cutter? There it is. Oh, it's under a mess of stuff. My poor husband. I cleaned my whole, or my poor IT guy. Well, he's not my husband too. But I cleaned my craft room because it was kind of messy. I have a tendency to keep everything. Bad tendency to keep everything. So I went through and I threw out some stuff. I really do try to use everything that I have. Let me just cut through and make sure these are all kind of squarish. So I had all clean and nice, and literally like I've only been in here like maybe half a day and it's already a mess. See, good thing I did. So I'm totally square. So, and I realize that it's probably going off the paper a little bit. I do apologize. So hopefully this all comes out. Like I said, I can't really see it, so I'm just hoping. That's why I have a little mat down. I'll make sure it's still square on the mat. Yeah, we're still doing good. Okay, so you should be able to see all this. All right. I glue this down to like try to center it in the page so it doesn't look too off. That looks good. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I'll glue with this, I think. Maybe I'll go around the borders with the other stuff. Oops. Here's the problem with glue sticks. The paper does stick to it for some reason. Well, I guess it does, and it's a good thing it does, because if it didn't, then, you know, obviously it wouldn't be worth using it as glue, right? So. just don't want this to come off, so I'm just trying to be a little bit careful. Again, I'm going just around the edges with this. This paper, unfortunately, like this glue, just dries really fast. I guess that's what happens when you have like no humidity. All right. That's not gonna be good. All right. I know a lot of people are probably cringing right at the moment as they watch me put this down. Sorry, I don't do straight lines. Oh, that made that worse, didn't it? Yep. I'm gonna have to cover that up. I gotta go wash my hands. After this video, I'll probably go wash my hands, and we did that there too. Good job. I must have the ink on. See, I had the ink on my hands when I pushed this down, so that's why we got the smudges there. But that's okay. We will fix that. Most of what I do, most of my creative stuff is from me fixing stuff. Oh wait, the picture's gonna go over top of it, right? So put that right there. The only thing is it doesn't cover up that. I will find something to cover up that. Let me think about that for a minute. Or maybe I'll just put this down here. All right. Bring it down just a little bit further. That might make it very interesting. Let's do that. And I'm just going to wing it on cutting it because that's just what I do. Let's see what happens here. Put this down, put this down a little bit further. We do have to make sure that it is going to go into this area. I think next time before I start, I'm going to make sure I bring a hand towel that's got some water on it. So that way, when I get ink on my hands, I'm not just making a big old mess, because I do make big old messes. All right. Give a little bit of contrast. Yep, I think that works. Ooh. No, I think I like the other one better. Yeah, I like that contrast better. So, and I'm probably mumbling to myself. You guys are probably like, what in the world is she talking about? I probably have to talk a little bit louder. I don't really know how well this microphone is working, so I am going to apologize. Again, I'm still learning. This is like, I mean, I've recorded a lot of videos and then deleted them because I watched them and I was like, wow, that was just awful. I'm very hard on myself, so I'm trying not to mumble. I do talk to myself a lot, so if you do hear me doing it, please do not be afraid. Actually, I guess this is probably the perfect venue for someone who does talk to themselves a lot. There we go. That's nice and solid. I like that. And now we have the card. Let's see if we can do this without totally messing up anything else. That's still shut, right? Oh, it's nice and crooked too. Good job. Can I move that a little bit? There we go. Sometimes you can move the ink a little bit and you can move whatever it is. There we go. That looks a little bit better. If you just kind of push hard enough and it's not fully dry yet, you can move it a little bit. So just FYI. Sometimes you can't, and then sometimes you're like, oh, I'm really kind of stuck with that. So that's never fun. I think I'm going to forego the, what do you call that glue? The Elmer's glue there for a hot minute. This is a thicker paper, so having the stuff like kind of like bubble up isn't as, doesn't happen as much. So I'm not as worried about this. And we're just trying to make sure I get this so that the envelope will still open up. There we go. Let's just open this up a little bit. What I'll probably do afterwards, after this is dried, I will probably go through and just kind of like peel at the corners a little bit, see if they're coming up. If they're not, then we're good. Let's do this real quick. And there we go. All right, so we have made our first journaling space. Right here, we got a nice little journaling space right here. It folds in, kind of hidden. And then we got a nice little envelope to put stuff in. We can even decorate the envelope. I probably will save that for a later date. This is probably gonna be really slow going because let's see, where are we at on our video right now? We are at 30 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it, that was, that took a little bit more out of me. Maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of figure out what I'm gonna do first. Well, I did kind of figure that out and had it somewhat handy, but so there, we've one page done, and what we said was 80 pages, so about another 60 to do. So I will not work on this unless I am filming, so you guys can go along with me on this journey. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.